Guinea is well known for its abundance of natural resources, including the world's largest bauxite reserves, the main material used to make aluminum. The destructive nature of this extensive development has radically altered landscapes and put citizens at grave risk. The government protects companies rather than communities and systematically fails to monitor operations or enforce environmental regulations. Countless farmers are losing their ancestral lands. Crops and water sources are being destroyed and polluted throughout the country, and communities are losing their homes and livelihoods. This is Quintignan, a sub-prefecture in northern Guinea. For more than 800 years, artisanal miners, merchants, and farmers have lived in the region. But in 2015 and 2016, more than 360 families from a cluster of villages in Quintignan were forced to relocate. These villages became known as Area 1, an area that a subsidiary of AngloGold Ashanti needed to clear so they could build a new open-pit mine. Armed soldiers came in and used violence and intimidation to force residents to sign over their land. The area was cleared of homes, structures, trees, and crops before the relocation site where residents were going to be resettled had even been completed, forcing families to find temporary shelter. The resettlement site lacked access to clean water, schools, health centers, and jobs. Unlike their old community, the new site was barren and dusty with no trees to shade them from the intense heat. The pit became the company's fourth in the region and is located up close to many nearby homes. There may be no greater power imbalance than that between a multinational mining company and a remote community like this one. But through partnership with local and international NGOs like Siguiri, MDT, and Inclusive Development International, this community finally secured justice through a formal dispute resolution process. It certainly was not easy to get to this point. First, the facts of what happened to this community and its impact on people's lives were documented by local and international human rights advocates. Their report was then used to underpin a complaint to the World Bank's compliance advisor ombudsman, after research found the mine had received indirect financing from the Multilateral Development Bank. Targeted engagement with the company's shareholders and lenders helped to pressure the company to enter into formal mediations with the community through the compliance advisor ombudsman. For the first time, the very people who for months called on the company and government officials to address their situation sat across the table from the company executives as equals and with a vision for how to rebuild their lives. They demanded full and fair redress for all the harms and losses they suffered, and the means to develop and implement a plan to restore livelihoods for themselves and for future generations. After over 6 years of mediation, a number of issues have been resolved, from restoring access to water, schools, healthcare, to a market at the resettlement site. The company also changed its approach to security and human rights. On September 13th, 2024, the company and the community reached a historic financial settlement to address the outstanding grievances. Of the total settlement amount, 1/4 will go directly to the affected families as individual compensation. The rest will be paid into a fund to support community-led development and livelihood restoration projects. These projects will be designed, led, and owned by the community, with technical support provided by the World Bank to ensure their sustainability. Among several other commitments, the company also contractually agreed to consult and obtain free, prior, and informed consent from any other community in Guinea who may be resettled by their mining expansion plans. Though the suffering of the Area 1 families can never be undone, this is a tremendous victory for the community whose leaders remained resilient, hopeful, and united in their quest for justice. no matter how long it took. Their commitment and resolve will inspire countless communities in Guinea and beyond.